So we're going to talk about post one responsibilities. Coach Baker here with Coach O'Connor helping me. He is going to be a shooter to help show post one responsibilities. So post one responsibilities is, we'll call it the master of the field. He's the one that controls when everybody starts shooting, when they start shooting in between, changing post, confirming with the scorekeeper that the scorekeeper's ready and everything's good to go. He is basically, we'll call it the captain of the squad. So at post one, when he starts, everybody will get ready and he'll notice if anybody is ready or not ready, and this is what will happen.
Line ready?
So he said line's ready. He's asking all four other posts whether they're ready, and they should look at him, give them thumbs up, nod their head, some sort of acknowledgement that, yeah, we're ready. And then what he says is,
Score ready.
so he looks back at the score, which it's invisible today. There will be a scorer sitting there, and the scorer has to turn all the microphones on and make sure that they're ready, paying attention, and ready to start keeping your score. So they'll be yes or no, and if it's yes, it comes back to this guy, and this guy is going to call for a bird. So everybody is waiting, and they're going to call for a bird, and the bird call is to make sure that the house is throwing them properly. Some reason somebody didn't set up for doubles before this, and it's going to come out two. Somebody was in there and monkeyed with a trap, and it's going to shoot bunny rabbits across the ground, or the flight's too high, or some reason it's stuck to the left, which you don't know until your second shot anyways. But calling a bird is meant to make sure that the trap house is on, fully functional, and everybody can see it, and anybody that wants to contest that it's not right just looks back at the scorekeeper and raises their hand in discussion. 99.9% of the time it'll never happen. So what he's going to do is,
Line ready. Score ready. Let's see one. Full. The bird should come out.
and after that he is ready to start the round. So everybody has shot 5 rounds at each station. Well, we'll call the captain that started on post 1 is patiently waiting to move. So when the last person shoots their last 5th round, or their 5th round, the scorekeeper will say, change them, move, switch. And what will happen is everybody we talked about a minute ago will move to the right. So our captain has moved to post number 2. Well, he has the shortest walk compared to the guy on number 5, who's going to walk all the way over there. So what he's going to do now is the same thing he did in the beginning, except he's not going to call for a bird. He's going to look at everybody on the line and make sure that everybody is ready. Guy number 5 has the longest walk, so he has got to put an ammo in. He's got to possibly wipe his hands or something. Maybe it's a really hot day and he needs to wipe a little bit of sweat out of his eyes. That is our post 1, or the captain's responsibility at every post he goes to, is to make sure the line is ready every time.
When I'm looking down the line, I'm going to look at everyone, and then I will look at post 1 every time. Seems so they always have the longest walk because they just came from post 5, and I will look to see a thumbs up, a nod, or something indicating that they are ready. Seems so they have the longest travel.
So then everybody will shoot 1 round in order until they've reached 5 rounds again, and at that point the scorekeeper will call switch them, move, change them. So again, now Tyler is in, Coach O'Connor is in post 3. He's going to do the same thing as post 5 went to 1. He's going to make sure that everybody's ready. When he's ready, everybody gives him thumbs up. He'll keep shooting his 1 round per person till they get to 5 rounds each. And that's going to happen at post 4 and post 5. So whoever starts on post 1 is going to have, we'll call it the captain's responsibility of keeping the line in order, and he's always the first one to shoot every time. So we just talked about post 1's responsibility, or the captain's responsibility at each station. Now we're going to gently talk about the 4 other shooters' responsibilities. They're responsible for paying attention, and when we change post, to pay attention to the captain, and when they're ready, to pay attention to the captain. So that means putting ammo in their gun, wiping their hands, anything else. So every time I'm going to act as a captain. Line ready. Tyler, Coach O'Connor, just gave me the thumbs up. If he wasn't paying attention, or just in La La Land, I'm sitting here going, line ready, and he's off thinking about what he ate for dinner last night, or his math homework, or what color the sky is, or is that a bird, or is it a plane, or is it Superman? So we're going to talk about carrying your firearm, and that all starts back to traveling to your gun range. Traveling to the gun range, it has to be in a DOT compliant container. Basically, it has to be locked. So you go in the store, somebody can't get into it. Look up your local laws and figure out what it is. I'll show you a couple examples that we use. What not to use is, here's a gun sock. I use it on my pump gun that I bring on occasion. It is not DOT approved. It's basically kind of like a big wool sock that you put on the gun to kind of protect it from bumps and scratches and stuff like that. That is not DOT approved because it cannot be locked. As you can see on this case, there's a place for a padlock. These are vault. We use vaults. Another one of our adult volunteers, she shoots a Beretta. Comes in this really nice Beretta case. There is a spot here someplace to lock it, which is right there in the handle. So carrying your firearm starts at home. Do it safely, do it wisely. When you get here, you can take your case, you can take it inside if it's raining, break it down on the picnic table. From that point on, it is very, very important to do one thing, and that is actions always open. So we just talked about driving to your gun range and carrying your case to a place that you're going to open up to get your gun out. Whether your gun needs to be assembled or not, as soon as it's assembled, the most important thing to do is to open an action. And open an action is kind of a gun law at every range. You always walk around with your action open. What that does is it says, hey, I cannot be fired, because nobody knows 10 feet away, 50 feet away, if your safety is on or if you are loaded. But if your action is open, people can see that and know that, hey, the chance of that being loaded and going off is going to be very, very slim, because the mechanical action is open, which needs to be shut in order to fire. So we're going to start with a pump shotgun. Connor's here with a Mossberg pump shotgun. So he's going to carry it, if you can see him, in the downward position. You can carry it in the upward position also. And that is saying, if something does happen, the shot's either going to go to the ground or up there in the old good blue, and hope you got it don't hurt coming back down. So the action on this pump gun, if you want to lay it down a little bit, is wide open. The shell goes in here. You can see that the barrel's right there. So with this shot, this is what it looks like shut. You can see from a long distance away that the pump handle is pushed forward. There's a gap here. There's usually a gap here on these anyways, because they hold 5 rounds. But you can see generally they're silver, they're black, but they're not open. You can open it, Tyler. Coach O'Connor. As you can see, that wooden handle is all the way to the back. There is more room on the magazine, and there is a hole. So we know that being far away, that gun is in the open position or the carry position. And if you notice, Coach O'Connor has really good finger control. His finger is off the trigger at all times. So we're on carrying a firearm. We are on semi-automatic. Coach O'Connor has got a Beretta semi-automatic in his hand. Action open. We just talked about this with the pump. The slide handle or the cocking handle, which is right here, is slid in all the way back position. This is a shell catcher. We'll explain that sometime shortly. But you can see that the action door is wide open. You can see down the barrel. There's no pump on this, so that is the only thing that you can notice, is that the cocking handle is all the way back and the action door is wide open. So a semi-automatic with the door closed looks like this, or the action closed. You can see the discharge or the slide handle, the cocking handle, is all the way forward, and there is no big hole here. It's all filled in. But the giveaway is generally the charging handle or the cocking handle is forward. The action shot. Basically, if somebody handed you that gun right now, you have no idea if it's loaded or not loaded because everything is concealed. So we're talking about carrying still. We're on to the most common gun for any sporting clay disciplines out there, which is a break barrel or break action gun. Basically, the action breaks open in half. That's where you put your ammunition. Literally, the action breaks in half. So this one's the easiest to tell if it's loaded, unloaded, and the action's open, because it looks like an elephant stepped on it and it broke in half. It can be carried the way that Coach O'Connor is carrying it, and it can be carried barrel forward only on your shoulder, because barreled backwards points the gun at places you don't want to. Barrel forward points it to the ground. So again, action shot looks like this. As you can tell, you have no idea if it's loaded, not loaded. Action broke, or carry position looks like this. So anytime that you are going from a vehicle to the table in a case, or inside in a case, from the case to the gun rack, action open. From the gun rack to your post, action open. From post to post, unloaded and action open. All done, action open, back to the gun rack, or back to your case, action open. Your gun broke down, put in your case, put back in your case, back to your truck. That is the carry position of the firearm while at the range. We're back on to carrying firearms some more. It is probably one of the most important aspects of being at any gun range. We have Coach O'Connor. He is going to walk up to post number 2. He's carrying a pump gun. As you can see, the pump gun action is open. He's carrying it in a downward position. He's using a barrel rest, which is okay to use. We cannot rest on toes, but it's okay to rest on a barrel rest. So if you notice, action is still open, fingers off trigger. We're going to go through all the posts, and it is Tyler's turn to shoot. For all video purposes, we are using a snap cap. It is basically a fake round, so the firing pin has something to smash, so it's not going 90 miles an hour into no man's land for no reason, which is bad. Tyler is wearing safety glasses because it is bright out, but because we are not shooting, he is not wearing any ear protection, so he can hear what I'm saying. So he's going to load a round. Are we ready? He's going through all motions like he's going to shoot.
Pull.
Except He forgot safety. He's going through all motions like he's going to shoot.
Well,
Snap cap just went off. He discharges the ammo, puts it in his pouch, and now he's back to the rest position. So if he already shot, everybody shot, it's time to change. This is what's going to happen. Tyler's going to take his pad because he brought it with him. He's pointing it in the down position. He's going to make it action open, pointing down. The other thing you can do is barrel up in this type carry, which is a two-handed carry position, and change from post to post in that position. But when you swing the gun, you want to swing the gun down towards the trap house. That way there is no chance of pointing at anything other than the field. Coach O'Connor's coming in post 3, this time with a semi-automatic. He's carrying it in the up position, finger off the trigger. Action wide open. You can see it as he was walking. So he's going to do the same thing. Everybody's going to shoot 5 rounds. It's time to change them. So change. He's carrying in the downward position, one-handed is generally preferred. He can also change post in the upward position, so change. Barrel went up towards the trap house and down towards the trap house. And that is with a semi-automatic. So Coach O'Connor's walking down post 4 with a break action. As you can see, it is pointed down, pointed forward, and in the open position. It is still broke open. So it's time to change him. He's going to go to post 5. This time he's going to carry his break action in the carry position under his arm. Now everybody's going to shoot 5 rounds. Now the carry position's a little bit different when you go from post 5 to post 1. It is the same position, but is much longer. So everybody shoots 5 rounds. So everybody shot. Coach O'Connor just shot his last round. The scorer says change him. He turns to the right away from every other shooter. And now he's on a shoulder carry with this time. Back to post 1. It is more comfortable. It gives you a chance to do other things with your hands. But the whole time, actions are open. Actions are open for the reason of safety and everybody else's well-being, that everybody knows that it is generally going to be unloaded, which it should always be unloaded, but it's a good visual knowing that the mechanical part of the gun is not together and knowing that it cannot fire as you are walking, because accidental discharge has no place on any gun range. We're going to talk about loading and unloading your firearm. Loading your firearm, the only time it should be loaded is when you're on and it is time to shoot. There's times when you're on the line and it's not time to shoot. Maybe the house malfunctioned. And if the house malfunctions partway through a round of trap, everybody has to clear their gun or pull the ammunition out, so the guy that walks back and forth to the trap house is secure, he's safe. It's kind of like carrying a gun. Same thing, actions are open. So we're going to talk about loading your firearm. So loading your firearm when you walk up to your trap field and it's your turn and you're on post 1 or 5, it doesn't matter. It is your responsibility as you are standing inside your square that you are ready to go. So your gun's ready to go. Your person is ready to go. You are ready to go. Your mental game is ready to go. And you have all the equipment that you need, which Coach O'Connor's not wearing earplugs currently, but he does have his safety glasses on, but we are not shooting. This is for demonstration purposes only. He has got all of his trap gear with him. So he has closed-toe shoes. He's got proper attire, pants. He's wearing a USA Clay Target League shirt today, but it's okay. It's treated him well. He has got his gun, he has got his pouch, and he is actually wearing a shell catcher, which I suggest everybody have a shell catcher. So we're going to talk about when it's time to load the firearm. So it's time to load the firearm when you walk up, you do your checklist. Okay, you should have done your safety glasses and your earplugs before you get here, but if you wear earmuffs, this is usually a good time to put them on. And now it is time to grab an ammo. He's going to use a snap cap again. See? Snap cap. So he's going to slide the ammo into his firearm. If you notice, he is not going to close his action at all. And that goes for everybody on the line. You can be in post 5, which means you have 4 other shooters to go before you. You can load your firearm. Actions has to stay open until it is your turn to shoot. So we're just going to pretend the trap session is going on. Shooter number 5 just shot, and now it is Coach O'Connor's turn. So his finger's off the trigger. His ammo's already loaded, so you don't have to wait for that. And he's going to go ahead and shoot. So the whole time he was there, he was 100% safe. Action was open. There was a round in the chamber, but the action was open. His safety was on. He was in the resting position. When it's time to change from post to post, never have ammo in your chamber between post to post, or from the rack to your post, or from your vehicle to your gun case, or vice versa. The only time a firearm is loaded is when you are up here and the round is already started or is getting ready to start. But never carry loaded anywhere. And if something happens malfunction wise and we have to pause the round of trap to fix something with a trap house, or for instance maybe baby deer runs out and we just pause for a minute, we are all going to unload our firearms and patiently wait. So we just talked about loading a firearm. Taking a live round out of the gun is just as important, because what we talked about, if there's a malfunction, or heaven forbid we just shot 5 rounds and you're not thinking about it, and you're thinking that you're just shot 4 and you're going to shoot number 5, and you load your firearm, and meanwhile we're all supposed to switch, but you have a loaded firearm and you're not supposed to switch with a loaded firearm. So can you please put a round in, Coach O'Connor?
Snap cap, so it is not a live round.
So he accidentally forgot that he was going to change and put a round in. A break action's really easy. He can literally take it out. He can put it back in his pouch, and then he can change. Or he can stand there and wait while the trap house is being fixed or whatsoever. So we're going to talk about loading and unloading a pump action this time. So all the rules apply the same. Always empty. Never load your shotgun unless it is time to compete in the round and you're on your post. So Coach O'Connor's here with a pump gun. You can see that the action's open. He just walked up and he just wiped his hands. He's ready to start. So now he can take and load one round into the shotgun. Action stays open the whole time until it's for his turn to shoot. So if he's on post 2, he's got to wait for post 1. If he's on post 5, he's got to wait for the whole other squad to shoot. But it's okay for him to have a loaded firearm as long as the action is closed. Now, it's a little different if something happens and so it's okay to have your firearm loaded while you're on the line and while you're waiting to shoot between post to post. We're waiting. Coach O'Connor's on post 1, so he loaded the shotgun. As you can see, the snap cap's in there. and he's waiting for post 2, post 3, post 4, post 5 people to shoot. For some reason, he screws up and it's time to change, but he accidentally put a round in there. He knows he has to pull that round out. With a pump gun, there's a couple ways to do it. So one way to do it is pick your gun up, lay it on its side so the action's facing up, and then tip the gun barrel up a little bit so the shell falls out. Now take your fingers in there and pull the live round out. Sometimes it can be tricky. The other way to do it is pick the gun up a little bit, put your hand over the action, which is your opposite hand. Generally, a right-handed shooter is going to use the right hand. Now, roll the gun over on its side the opposite way. Now, pick the barrel up a little more. Give it a little shake, and it is in your hand. If you have small fingers, which I do not, you can actually reach in there, maybe with your nail, grab the brass lip, pull it up and out. That is okay. What is not okay is it is not okay to close the action and then open the action so it's discharged.
Yes, you're not supposed to do this. Because all that did for me anyways is it threw it back down in.
But you close the action, and closing the action means that you're ready for something to die or to be shot. So we're going to talk about loading and unloading a semi-automatic. Coach O'Connor's on post 1, action's open. Semi-automatic is outfitted with a shell catcher. We'll go on to that in another video. So you can put the round in.
It's a snap cap, not a live round.
So action stays open until it's his turn to shoot, like every other gun we've talked about today. When it's time to take a live round out, if something happens, you accidentally put the 6th round in and you need to pull it out, or a baby deer runs out here, something happens to the house, or let's say lightning strikes out of the blue and the scorekeeper's like, yep, everybody go inside a minute, and he has got a live round in there. It's going to be about the same as it was for the pump. So generally you're going to pick the barrel up, turn the gun either rotated action up or action down. That's kind of by preference. Now tip the barrel up a little more. The live round slides out. Pick it out with your finger and put it back in your shell case and go about your business. The whole time, as you noticed, Coach O'Connor's finger was nowhere near the trigger, and when he went back to holding the foregrip, his finger went naturally on the side. So we just talked about loading and removing live ammunition. Now we're going to talk about your spent shells, or your spent hulls, your shot, your ammo that's already been fired. So it's your waste that's left over. We don't prefer to put your spent hulls on the ground. It becomes a tripping hazard. It becomes a waste of time to pick them up after your round, when you should be taking care of your gun or the next squad coming up. And it has a lot to do with etiquette. If you can think about etiquette as of the noise that something makes, it can get in your head. That semi-automatic will throw the spent hull all the way over to post number 2. Throw hard. A pump gun can do the same thing. A pump gun, when you eject the hull, can be thrown to the next person. If you notice the noise that made, it's kind of annoying, let alone getting hit with it when it's your turn to shoot, or as it's getting ready for your turn to shoot. It kind of gets to you. So with a semi-automatic, it's best to have a shell catcher on the outside of it. And what happens is, as the gun is fired and that automatically gets shot out, it actually catches the hull just like this. It magically catches it. You take it, you pick it out, and you put it into your disposal. Whether we are using a 5-gallon bucket or you are carrying your own pouch,
Shell catcher.
whether you're carrying your own shell catcher or pouch or putting it in a 5-gallon pail, which we don't have here in front of me. When you are putting that in a 5-gallon pail or your pouch, there's a time delay when you should do it. So you just shot, you pulled the hull out of the shell catcher on the semi-automatic. You're going to hold it in your hand, because what happened is you just shot post 2, 3, or 4, wherever you're at. They're getting ready to shoot. They don't want to hear the hull hitting a plastic bucket. They don't want to hear it being dropped in your pouch and make a lot of rattling noises, as you can hear. Wait until the person to your right pulls the trigger, it goes bang. Time it right, so you drop it or throw it in the pail slightly after they shoot. It will never bother the next person, and that gives you time to load the next round into your gun. We're talking about hull disposal. We're going to talk about it on a pump gun. So we're going to use a snap cap for this demonstration. A pump gun, like we talked about with a semi-automatic, if he doesn't catch it, it'll end up hitting post 2. It actually can, I've seen him actually hit post 3 before, or 2 posts to your right. It hits the ground, it makes noises, it hits mics, it gets shot over here in the grass, and you got to pick it all up. And it's just a wasted time, and etiquette wise, it's kind of rude for the shooter next to you. So this is what's going to happen. Go ahead, Coach O'Connor, go through the whole motion. He's going to come up. He's going to shoot. And now he is going to catch it with the one hand. So he took and pinched the buttstock underneath his arm for support. He took his left hand, he slid the action back as his right hand was covering up the action. He caught the snap cap in this case, or the spent hull, and he's going to either put it in his pouch or in the 5-gallon pail if we have them out, after what we just talked about, after the post to his right has shot, because it's etiquette for noise and everything. He can, as soon as he shoots, he can break his action open and take the hull out. When he gets rid of his round after the post to his right shots, he can add a nice fresh new round into the gun, leave the action open and ready for his next chance of breaking a clay. Back to talking about disposing spent hulls. We are talking on a break action today. It is the easiest to retain the hulls from. So we're going to load a snap cap into the barrel. He's going to pick it up and pretend to shoot.
Well,
and now he's going to break his action open. So how he does it is, on this gun there is a thumb lever that he just covered up with his hand so I couldn't see it. He put his hand over the action. The ejector on this one actually ejects. Covered it in his hand, caught the spent shell in his hand, pulls it out, puts it into his pouch or the 5-gallon pail. If you don't, let's throw one on the ground so everybody can see what it looks like with an ejector.
well,
It's thrown on the ground. So with a break action gun, if you do not pull the trigger, please close it, please open it back up, it will not eject the shell. So the shell ejector has to be inertia through the shot. So if something happens and you have to take the loaded shell out, when you break open your action, on most break action guns, it will not eject the shell out. It'll just be sitting there. So if something happens, you need to open your action, you can open it without worrying about the shell being ejected out on the ground. But In order to catch a spent shell, you should put your hand over it as you break it open, catch it in your hand, and dispose of it properly. So when your round's done and you have a empty cardboard box and 25 spent hulls, you can come up to the clubhouse when your rounds, both rounds are done or in between rounds, and there are 5 35-gallon trash cans, and in there, this pouch you're going to open up from the bottom, and you're going to dump your hulls out. You're going to take your cardboard box, you're going to open it up so it folds flat, so it takes up a lot less room. Throw it in there. It all gets sorted out later and properly disposed of. We're going to talk a little bit more about etiquette. We're talking about mic etiquette. So these microphones are sensitive, right? They're voice activated. So if it's not your turn, and let's say I'm on post 4 currently and my throat tickles and I gotta clear my throat, if I'm looking towards the range, like where I'm supposed to be, and go it's gonna throw a bird because it thinks I said bird or pull or something. If I'm sitting here talking or talking to my neighbor, which you shouldn't do, you should be focused on the task at hand and downrange and what your other shooting partners are shooting to make sure that they break clays. If you have to clear your throat, keep stood in your stance. Just look back towards the score and be like, clear your throat. It shouldn't have fired a bird. Everything's clear. The other thing with mic etiquette is if you're a left-handed shooter, and left-handed shooters generally going to have the mic on the right side. That way their barrel swing can come up the left side. Sorry, I'll use my left hand. So their barrel swing can come up the left side. When you're done, put everything back where you found it. So if you're a left-handed shooter, put it back on the right. If you're a right-handed shooter, leave it on the right. Most people are right-handed shooter. Sad to say, but that's the world we live in. It's a right-handed shooter sport. So some other common courtesy with the voice-activated mic is actions. A break action generally will never make one go off. They're kind of pretty much silent. But a pump gun, please cock the gun, makes quite a bit of noise. And if you noticed how close he is to the microphone, it will make it go off. Same thing with semi-automatic. When you hit the action relief, the semi-automatic will make quite a bit of noise, and it's close to the mic. So habit should be, we are on post 3 currently, so post 2 goes bang, and as soon as you hear bang, it's your turn anyways. You're gonna, when you hear the gunfire go bang, you want to shut that action almost timed perfectly to their shot. That eliminates the microphone picking up the loud bangs. It kind of separates that noise, and it takes you sliding your action with the gunshot. If not, turn away from the mic while keeping pointed downrange and not at your neighbor. Just turn a little bit away from the mic and shut your action, and shut it a little on the slower side. If you slam it shut and you're close to the mic, you will throw a bird, and that can be considered a lost bird and a 0 for your score.